Okay, Algebra 2AB. So we were working on 2.5 yesterday. We didn't get real far with it, so I'm going to be gone this afternoon. So I just wanted to record a relatively quick video for you guys, hopefully, and show you what it is that we're going to do next in order to get some graphs plotted in our TI-84. So the two classes did a slightly different data collection here. This is the one, I think, from 11th hour. But 9, 10, if you wrote down those numbers yesterday, yours are going to be a little bit different, and that's fine. But if you want, you can use these ones here as well. So we wrote down a bunch of heights and weights for 7 people in our class. And what we wanted to do next then was talk about how to make a scatter plot of that data. And you can do a scatter plot by hand, and it certainly will work. But I wanted to show you guys how to do that in the calculator. And so if we go to the TI-84, what I'm going to do, guys, is just kind of clear everything out here. And you guys can see, I've got my mouse here, but you can see when something turns red, that's a button that I just pushed. So I hit second and then the plus sign down here to get me to the memory option. And then I hit number 4 to clear all of my lists. And then I hit enter till it says done. We now want to put those lists into our calculator. So we are going to go to the stat button, which right here, everybody, right in the middle towards the top of the calculator, and then hit number 1 to edit our lists. And in our lists, I'm going to hit my left arrow here, and I'm just going to start typing in the heights that we got out of this table. 66, and then hit enter. 68, enter. 73, enter. 71, enter. 70, 73, and 61. Those are all the heights. I now just hit the right arrow, and that gets me over into list 2, where I'm going to put in all the weights. 145, 130, just hitting enter after each one. 205, 140, 160, 200, and 145. Okay, so we've got all of our heights and all of our weights into the calculator here correctly. Now, the calculator will plot those for us, but let me clear some things out that might have been there already. And I'm going to try to get my calculator looking the way yours probably does. What I mean by that is, let me hit zoom and then standard, which is number 6. Now, if you were to hit this graph button right up here in the top right corner, you're probably going to be looking at a blank graph. And I was hoping to see a bunch of ordered pairs. They're there, I just have to turn them on. And here's the way you do this on the TI-84. For starters, we're going to go to Stat Plot, which is right up here above that F1 button. So I'm going to hit second, and then the Y equals button right above it. And you can see here, mine might look a little bit different than yours, but it's pretty similar. Stat plot 1, mine is turned on. My guess would be that yours is probably saying off right here. So if you hit enter, that'll toggle it between on and off. And we all want to be on right here for plot 1. That's really all we need at this point here. So plot 1 is turned on. The next thing we want to do is hit this F3 button right at the top, which says zoom. And if we hit that, a neat feature that the TI-84 has is it'll change the viewing window to match the data that you have in your table. So for us guys, number 9 is what we want, zoom stat. So I'm just going to type the number 9 right here, and that's going to get me a graph that looks like this. All of these little blue dots, everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, those are the data points that we had in our table. Like, for example, the first person let me go with the shortest person we measured, who was 61 inches tall and 145 pounds. That's this dot right over here. This person is at the point 61 and then 145. Okay, so that's what the scatter plot looks like. And the next thing I'm going to go ahead and teach you, let me see if I can follow where we were in the notes right here. So when it said to make a scatter plot of the data, might be a good idea in your notes, everybody, for you guys to just draw a quick sketch of what that looks like. So I'm just going to steal this right here. You obviously are going to have to do this by hand. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to shrink that picture down, and that is what our scatter plot looks like. Okay. Pause if you need to take some time to do that. Next thing we're going to do choose 2 points, and find the equation of the line of best fit. Doing that by hand is something I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. But I'm going to go here. We're going to do it by the calculator. So let me show you guys on the TI-84 what we do next. And this is kind of cool. We're going to hit this stat button right here again. Okay. And now we're going to hit the right arrow to get over here to this calc menu. Okay. So right arrow. And then we're going to ask the calculator to perform what's called a linear regression. That's option number 4 on your menu here. So if we type 4, we should get to a menu that looks like this. You can kind of ignore these first couple things here, L1, L2, frequency list, but this is handy. Store regression equation. And what we're going to do now is tell the calculator to not only find the equation of this line, but graph it also. So if you guys remember, we got to fractions by hitting alpha F1. There's a way to get to this list here. You should probably write this down. We're going to hit alpha, and then we're going to go to the F4 button up here that says trace. And when we hit that, we're now going to hit number 1. We want to store this thing into equation Y1. You'll see what that'll do in just a second. Then I'm going to hit my down arrow so that calculate is highlighted, and I'm going to hit enter. And this, everybody, is our linear regression equation. And if you look at this, y equals ax plus b sounds a lot like y equals mx plus b. A is your slope. So they're saying the slope of this line is about 4.47, and b is your y-intercept. That's negative 147. So we could probably write that down in our notes. That's the equation that we just came up with. But the interesting thing here is now, because we stored this into Y1, take a look. If I push this button right up here, that equation that it just came up with is typed in there for us. And now when we hit graph, we should see a line that goes right down the middle of our scatter plot. It's not going to hit all of those points because they weren't collinear, but it should get close to a lot of them. Let's see what that looks like. All right, everybody. So obviously not a perfect fit, but it's pretty close. Some points are above, some points are below, and a couple points, kind of this guy right here and this guy right here, are actually very, very close to that line. So that's what we were kind of trying to hope to accomplish here with a scatter plot and a linear regression. So I'm hoping you guys could do that a little bit and that might help you on your 2.5 homework. When you're ready to start a new problem, we're going to repeat this whole process right here. We're going to go second. We're going to hit the plus sign for memory. And we probably want to do number 4, clear all lists again. Okay, so we'll do that. And then hit enter. And now when we go back to stat and number 1, edit, everything's clear again, and you can just start all over again for a new problem. Just don't forget to also clear out that old equation in Y1, which you can do by just hitting clear right there. Okay, and also zoom. Don't forget, each time you do this, you're probably going to need to hit zoom, and then number 9, zoom stat again to recenter the graph. If you can't see your points, that's very likely the problem. Okay, everybody, maybe try to give the 2.5 homework just a quick little try there and see how it goes. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do a little bit more with it at that point. All right, good luck, everybody.